Hello everyone, unfortunately Hearthstone bugged. I was in mid-recording, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get straight back into the game that we are about to get into. We are now playing Mill Druid. I showcased a game of Mill Rogue. This time it's going to be Mill Druid. It's the same concept, different cards. This time we're running Reno Jackson, new card PogChamp, and the objective is the same, so we are just going to see how many ranks we can go. We've deranked ourselves to 20 purposely, so if you do wonder why we were 19 in the last game and 20 in this game, it's not because we are bad. I did it purposely, and to see how far I can go with this. I do apologize for saying we a lot. It's an old habit, and old habits die hard, as you say. This does seem to be a bit of lag. Either Hearthstone is crashing again, my internet is bad, or this guy's internet is faulty. Maybe it's a problem with Fraps. It is not a problem with Fraps. I had to cut the video off because he left, as you can see, and that wasn't fair. We didn't deserve that win. We want to play a game so we can showcase the deck. Anyway, we're going to do that now, and hopefully we will find an opponent so I can show you how this deck works. I'm sure a lot of you already know about the deck, but for those who don't and those who are new to the Hearthstone scene, and some of the players that are watching this now that have played to a similar style, to a similar level, it's always good to watch stuff like this. So against a Warlock. Against a Warlock you have to pay very attention to their mulligan. The mulligan is, what mulligans mean is when you have your cards in your hand, this would be mulligan, this is not mulligan. Basically it's taking cards away to replace them with better. Mulligan is the act to replace. So you mulligan 2 cards. And now we are going to mulligan because we don't have very good early game. Since he mulliganed 2 cards, I do assume it's some kind of tempo, not handlock. Handlocks tend to mulligan their whole hand. But we'll see. We might be in for a surprise. So we don't have the best hand, but we do have Heal Pot in hand and Justicar for turn 6, the good sustain turns. It's going to be a lot of resident sleeper turns ahead, so until there's some action, we're going to sit still. I'm going to force him to draw, to mill something here, as he'll be 10 cards in, and by the time he draws he will mill something. So it is a handlock, I think. Because of this Sunfear Protector, I think it is a handlock, and by the way he tapped, so this could be a handlock. Is he going to coin something? He's going to coin something. I'm going to use 2 cards. That's interesting. So he does know that we are playing Naturalize. I think the only reason he did that play was because he knew we were playing Naturalize. Or he was afraid of a Naturalize play, which is what we do have now. I think I might do it anyway and give him 2 cards. He would have milled something. So this guy might be smarter than we think. This guy might be smarter than I think. So now we do mill something. And he's going again, he's doing the same thing. Now we definitely mill something. We do have BGH for the giants. And poison seeds for the other threats, so I think I might just naturalize this. Plus he is at 9 cards, so we do have to take the value from Naturalize. He's going to mill something, and the next turn he's going to mill something again. Let's hope it's good. Another Sun Fury. That's actually, the fact that he's milled Sun Fury is actually good for us. You might not seem it, but giving taunt to your big minions, which is something like typical to handlocks, is good. So the fact that we milled those taunts is good, effectively. So now we have the silence for this. Yeah, the silence for this Drake. And we're just going to keep on removing his stuff very, very slowly. At this point he should be either considering playing his big threats or running out of the threats. 10 cards is not good because he has to dump something. Usually when you dump your 2 giants and your Drake, you run out of steam, or you do have the turn 6 Sylvanus or the turn 6 Emperor Thaurissan. He does have the turn 6 Emperor Thaurissan. And we do have the answer as well. Do you want to play on Curve or Starfire? I think we want to play on Curve. No, we might just Starfire. I think it's best to keep this, especially because we run 2 Poison Seeds, and having double the combo Poison Seed Starfield is better. So we're going to draw a card and play Starfire, smack his face, and not worry about the giants just yet. 21 life is not worrying at all right now. Something like 16 life. When you play against a handlock and you have board control, you want to make sure that you keep him between a life total between 18 health and 16 health. That's where you really strangulate him. You keep him at choke point so he's not able to play his Moltons and he's forced to tap into expensive answers. So at this point, if I was a player with an aggro deck right now, we would be in a bit of a situation because we would have board, and face damage is not always the best thing against handlocks. So right now we're in a very comfortable position. We have a few answers, not all of the answers. We have a few answers. We have a lot of heal, a lot of sustain. A lot of sustain as well with Justicar True Heart. See, right now he's forced to play expensive answers on a form drop minion, which is not the best thing. He's not tapping either. So I'm going to do him a favor. I'm going to do myself a favor, in fact. I'm not going to draw a card. I could make him draw a card, but that would mean I would have to use this Wild Pyro, and I don't want to use this Wild Pyro. I do have the BGH in hand for his Molten Giants, and for the Dr. Boom, or for the eventual Ragnaros. It's unfortunate that we played against a deck that is mostly pay to win. I wanted to explain how turns pan out every single turn, how you usually curve out, and usually those curves are associated to specific minions on every turn. But since this is a handlock, I have to be aware of the stuff he's playing on every single turn. So if you do hear me say minions that you don't know yet, if you don't know of yet, I do apologize. That was not my intent. I simply want to make sure I'm aware of the turns. So now we have a 2 damage hero power and this Starfire. I think I will Starfire. So far it seems like an easy turn. Easy turn so far. Very slow. He has 9 cards left in deck. And he might have Reno Jackson. We also have Reno Jackson. So he does mill himself a card. I'm just going to give him a card so he can mill something, and I'm going to play. Actually, I'm just going to hero power up, since I do not need to waste any more cards. Force him to owl here. Then again, there's not much he does have to. He has to owl at this point. You know, owling is. There's not much he does need to owl, so. So we definitely have to find a way to remove this, and the question is, how do we do it? Ironbeak, Wild Pyro, swipe hero power. To remove this, I think we just might. So we're going to keep him at 17 life. It's not a bad total. It's between the 18 and the 16 life. It's the choke point that I was talking about. So we wasted Owl for the Belcher, which means we don't have a silence for that 4/8, but we do have silence in our deck. You got a lot of value from that. He now has 7 cards in hand. So it's not enough to mill him just yet. We have 8 cards. We have to think of a way to deal with this board. We draw to 10 if we play Cold Light, he draws to 9. I'm going to draw first with Wrath and not with anything else. I'm going to hero power here, kill this, and I think I'm not going to play anything. I have a lot of healing coming up. There's nothing to play, to be honest with you. He has 3 cards left in deck. This is why we kept our Starfall with Poison Seeds. This is exactly why. So we don't have, it's good because we don't have to BGH. So we do this. We get a free 2/2 from the Doomsayer. And we clear board. And we have the same combo again when we draw into our Poison Seeds. It's a very, very powerful combo. Mill is a very, very strong deck against control decks, against control matchups. Against control matchups, it's brilliant. Brilliant deck. So he has 2 cards. I think it's time we start drawing them. We are going to Wrath here. Hero power. And use our Youthful Brewmaster, which is a very good card in this combo, to get back our Oracle. And he's already in fatigue range. And we still have Reno Jackson. I'd say this game is pretty won. I'm going to play this very slowly. Make it very painful for him. Punish him for not using his cards. And he's not using them, he's losing them. there we have it. That's the game. We will mill, but he will mill faster. Let's force him to use his Reno here, if he does have his Reno. I am now in fatigue. It really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. So I miscalculated lethal there. That was lethal. I thought it wouldn't kill him, but it did. It's the sign of a bad mill player. Nah, I was obviously BMing. Obviously BMing. So we beat Handlock. I'll show you the power of mill druid. Hopefully we can find more of these matchups. Until then, see you next time. Cancer Lord out.